everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about having a niche as an artist, because recently I've been watching some videos about that, and especially about like creating cringe art. I know these things are not really like very connected, but I have been going through a process with my art these past 2 years, I would say now. Like after I graduated art school, I did an illustration degree, and you know, in art school you really hear like you have to professionally, what's that called, position yourself as an artist and kind of have like a niche or a brand so that people easily know like if they want to buy something from you or like commission you to do some work, they kind of know like what they're getting and also like what they want you for. So if you have like a very specific topic or style or something, people will think of you if they want something in that style. Anyways, there was just like a lot of talk of how to monetize art and stuff like that, and while it was really useful and it got me over like the fear, for example, of selling my art and, you know, thinking of how valuable it was in a monetary sense, it did kind of dissuade me from creating self-indulgent art. I think the art school that I went to really encouraged us to experiment and kind of push our boundaries, and while I do think that's, you know, it can be useful to try new things so you're not like stuck in a rut, I think there's also something magical about reconnecting to old art or like to your comfort zone. So personally, I mean, I think like my comfort zone is portraits in any shape or form. I think like my comfort zone is probably portraits, digital art, like semi-realistic portraits. Yeah, which is fine. I've kind of done those if I just like want to draw something and finish it in the same day. Like usually a portrait will take me about 2 hours, so it's kind of like quick and easy, you know. I've always like kept up, you know, drawing portraits just because, you know, you need to scratch the itch, and then I draw, and like it hasn't really interfered with studies and everything. But after I graduated, I went on to do a master's at university, and I kind of realized like I'm not gonna have an art job immediately because I'm still a student, so I need to like focus on being a student, but then I still want to make art because there's time to make art. And then like, what do you make if it doesn't matter, if it's not for a grade and it's not for like a job? What do you make? So I started making DanAndPhil art, which is fun, and I really missed it actually, and I kind of like just stuck with it for like a year and a half just because I couldn't get enough of it. I think I just hadn't made enough DanAndPhil art during the hiatus, so it kind of like got, you know, blocked, or how do you say, kind of like got backed up and then it came out. Okay, that sounds gross. Anyways, yeah, but I feel like I have kind of gotten them out of my system by now. Like I've drawn them so much, so I thought, you know, I just want to like just see what else is out there. And to be honest, it was kind of scary because I did have like a quote-unquote professional art account where I would just like share my portfolio, but it was not really going anywhere. Like I was just kind of sharing it and then leaving. Like I wasn't really engaging in any art community or anything. But when it comes to fan art, it's kind of like automatically in a community, not only because people are interested in it, but for me personally, I also like engaging in like the fandom itself, like engaging with the fans, with other fan artists, you know, commenting on their stuff, making some friends, like, you know, making memes, whatever. And so that kind of creates a community around your art, which is fun. And like I think with the DanAndPhil fandom community, it's like a very extremely tight-knit group, and like everybody's very supportive. I don't think every fandom is exactly like that, but I kind of noticed that I felt into this trap of thinking that I had to have that as a niche now. Like also because people started asking me for prints and for stickers, so I started my Etsy shop, which was like a dream that I had during art school, like, oh, that's something that I really would want to do, and then people started wanting it, and like it worked out, which is really fun. But you know, right now I don't really feel like drawing them that much, but I do still want to make art, so like, then what do I make art of? And I felt really guilty for some reason to draw like another subject, because I thought like, oh, but that's not my niche, like that's not what people have followed me for, which is like, who am I to say that they have followed me only for this specific topic? Like, yeah, probably some people will have done that, but there's probably also a bunch of people who just want to see my art. Doesn't really matter what it is. And maybe that sounds like a bit arrogant, but if I think about it, like, I have some artists that kind of make exclusively fan art, but it's so multi-fandom that like 80% of what they draw and post isn't really like interesting to me fandom wise. Like, I just really like their style, and like they are successful in their own right because they draw what they want and they do it confidently. And you know, I was watching the Harry Styles Royal Court interview, which is very fun, by the way. Like, I'm not a huge Harry Styles One Direction fan, but like, I appreciate it, you know? So I watched that interview because I was like interested. And also Brittany Broska is just really funny, so. And, you know, Harry Styles started talking about like, you know, his album is kind of a different genre, and like from what I've heard, it's like, yeah, just like something different. And he said like, audiences don't want their artists to be like self-conscious about their art, you know? They want their artists to make their art confidently and like believe in it, because it impacts the audience experience. You know, if an audience is not only experiencing the art, but also the self-consciousness of the artist about their choices, you know, like if they're asking questions about, do you like this, is it okay for me to post this, or like start making excuses like, oh, I'm sorry, this is not my usual like subject or style or whatever, the audience will most likely just enjoy it less, because you can kind of feel that self-consciousness, and that kind of ruins the experience a little bit. Now, I don't think it's bad to discuss these things online, but you know, if you're able to project confidence and be like, yay, I made this art, here you go, you know, it's a little bit easier to like it, because you just go, yay, nice, and you're like, that's it. Anyways, yeah. This was a whole rant. All that to say, as you see, I've been drawing a pony, and there's a little bit of a story behind this pony. You know, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, like the fourth generation TV show, was a big part of my youth. I started watching it when I was like 10 or 11 years old, and I really loved it. I mean, the show is so cute, like it's very fun, and it's kind of like my drawing origin story in a way. You know how a lot of people draw anime as their first like drawing subject or style. I started drawing ponies, and I did so especially on Drawcast. And Drawcast was an old app. It doesn't exist anymore, sadly. A little bit more about that later, but it was an app where you could draw digitally. So I had like a little iPod Touch where I would draw like with my finger. And it had like 3 layers or something, and like 2 brushes, so it was like really not complicated. But you could make drawings, and then the app would automatically record the speed paint, kind of like Procreate, and then you could post the art to a social media platform that was like in the same app. And you could see all of the artworks from other artists, and you could follow each other, and it was like a social media platform to share art, and then you could like comment and like and like follow people, and there was like a whole community. Anyways, you know, 11-year-old me was drawing on this app and also learning how to draw on it, because I could see like really fast speed paints, and I would be like, oh, people like make a sketch and then on a different layer they do their line art, and like that influenced, you know, my art skills a lot. Anyways, and a lot of the people on the site would draw ponies, and it would make like adoptables and OCs, and I was like, oh, this is so fun. And you know, I was watching the show. So anyways, I drew a lot of ponies, and I kind of grew out of it a little bit. Like, I still watch the show from time to time, and it kind of felt like a guilty pleasure, but it's something that's a little bit childish, and I feel like, you know, I lost confidence in it a little bit. Like, it wasn't really cool. I didn't really have any friends that were interested in it, or like also online friends. So yeah, I don't know, I kind of grew out of it. But you know, I was starting to think about like having a niche as an artist, and like, what did I used to draw when it was just for me, when I wasn't sharing it anywhere, and I was just like learning to draw, and like what did I gravitate towards? And it was ponies, and then afterwards it was Dan and Phil and like Merlin and OCs. And I started thinking about this app, and you know, I have some old screenshots, luckily, from some of the artworks on there, which I think are some of the like earliest digital drawings that I've ever done. So, you know, they're really precious to me, that I still have those. But there was I made so many drawings that I posted on there, and I don't think I saved them anywhere, and the app has been deleted by now. So yeah, it's gone, and with it went all of the art. There's no like database or place to restore them, so those drawings are just gone. And I remember drawing this one pony. It was at my grandmother's birthday party. Like, I don't know why I remember this so well, but it was at my grandmother's birthday party, and you know, there were a lot of old people there, obviously, and my sisters. And you know, at some point you're like, okay, I'm kind of bored, I'm just gonna draw. So I was drawing this pony that had like this very pastel sunset like palette, and she had a bow, and she was so elegant, and I remember being so proud of that drawing. And I can picture it in my mind really clearly, what that drawing was, and I can't find it anywhere. It's gone. I just don't know, like, it's just gone to the digital void. You know, and so all of these thoughts were jumbling around in my brain, and so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna draw that pony. You know, for my 11-year-old self, I'm gonna redraw that pony just to keep the memory of it, because, you know, the drawing doesn't look exactly like what the original art looked like, also because, you know, the brushes were different and my skill set was different and stuff like that. But when I see that drawing, I do see like the original in my mind's eye, and the vibe of it, and the feeling I had when I drew it. And yeah, it just inspired me to create a little pony, and I just felt really good doing it. And I thought, you know what, I kind of want to make a little YouTube video about it, sharing my thoughts on it, just rambling a little bit. I love watching rambly YouTube videos like this myself, like where somebody's just like drawing and chatting about something, and I usually watch them like when I eat, and it's just like so relaxing, and it's like cute to just, I don't know, see what people are doing with their lives and how they're thinking about like tiny little topics. Yeah, anyways, I'm rambling on way too long, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I also started making a pony sona, so, you know, a little OC that kind of represents me as a pony. I've been just having some fun with it, and honestly, like, not really thinking about monetizing it, which felt really nice. I was just drawing for the sake of drawing, and not really worrying about, like, will it do well on social media, or like, I was just like, oh, it's just nice to share. And I've already had some nice conversations about this topic with people that was generated by the original drawing. So yeah, I don't know, it's just been nice. So I guess the moral of the story is, don't care about your niche. Don't even think about it. If your gut tells you to draw something that is totally different from what you've done before, or that feels really cringe, or like nobody will like it, if your gut tells you that it's fun, or like it's a good idea and you want to do it, just do it. Don't think about it, just draw. And if it takes off, it takes off. If it doesn't, it's still really worth it, because it was fun and a good idea, and because you wanted to do it. And yeah, so yeah, those are my little rambly thoughts. I hope you like the video. I'll see if I will make some more. I sometimes have like thought thingies like this. Would be kind of fun to maybe share them from time to time, because I also like sometimes rewatching old videos, and like it's kind of like a diary. Like I'm reliving what I was doing at that time. Anyways, yeah, that was it for me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!